differential. Stephon Diggs covered him a few times.
Yep.
What makes him so effective?
Stephon is a very, very talented receiver. Does a very good job of running his routes. He plays with his big boy pads all the time. Plays with a ton of energy, a ton of passion, and I mean those type of guys that play with that type of energy for 60 minutes, hard to kind of keep under wraps. But we know he's going to have a lot of energy coming into this game. A lot to play for into this game, as I did a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully we can keep him under control as much as we can.
Preparing for Keenum versus Allen.
Honestly, did they say Josh is out? Yeah, we're preparing for Josh. For the most part, we know that these guys, in their division is kind of tight right now, so they don't want to continue to put themselves behind the 8 ball unless Josh is not at least 80 to 70%. But we're looking forward to seeing Josh being a starting quarterback Sunday. Then we'll have to adjust accordingly once Sunday 1:00 p.m. Kickoff comes.
Sorry. You've been around long enough to know not to worry about injury reports on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Especially when it says day-to-day. Yeah, so day-to-day is a good probability that he will play. That's what the P is for, possible.
Crowd noise and just like it seems like the elements come into.
Yeah, I played there. This will be my second time playing there. Played the Buffalo Bills a couple times over the course of my career. Bill Mafia is real. They make a lot of noise. Probably, it seems like a very small, intimate stadium because it's like you're all underground. So the stadium seems much smaller than a normal stadium, but the fans definitely bring the noise. They make it hard for the opposing teams to come in there to communicate with one another, especially on the offensive side of the ball. We just have to make sure that we're on our P's and Q's throughout the whole game to make sure that we don't have those communication mishaps throughout that game that can, possibly hinder us from winning that down.
Scott, what was your view of Akayleb Evans and the way he filled in?
Yeah, man, Caleb came in and played very, very well. Thought he did a great job of tackling on the edge, made a couple key plays in the passing game, key 4th and 1 stop. He's a guy that has nothing but potential to be another good one in this league. Not a good one, a great one in this league. He has the size, he has the demeanor. He has everything that you need to have in a cornerback to be successful in this league. So I'm extremely happy, that he's prevailing in these opportunities that he are getting, and now he has an opportunity to play a full game, to put it on tape now, to continue to, get better as the season goes on, continue getting more game reps, to continue to get, more familiar with the game as the season continues to go on.
What did you see from like a play-to-play basis in the huddle on the sideline and how he was processing and?
Yeah, just stone cold. Just never blink, never took a blink in that game. As I've been telling him and AB, I don't know when your time is going to come, but I've been in this league for a very long time to know that every hand is literally on deck. Now you just have to be ready for that moment when your number is called. And Caleb is doing a great job of it right now, even in the early part of the season when he had to come in for a couple plays. So he's a guy. I call him and Josh our Swiss blades. Those guys are whenever we need them, call upon them, they're ready to go out there and make plays for us.
Is there kind of a healthy balance for young DBs between like obviously being confident in themselves, but then also being teachable and like open to coaching?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a healthy balance. Caleb, he's a very quiet guy, but I know he has a ton of confidence within himself. But at the same time, he never played, at this level before. So you can't get ahead of yourself. You can't get down on yourself. You just have to be cruising altitude, as I always talk about. As long as you understand, the ability within yourself that you can be, great or have a better outcome on the next play or whatever plays that's coming at you, you'll be okay, because at the end of the day, these guys are paid as well. These guys are going to make plays. It's all about how you bounce back from that play.
You guys came close to a couple picks. Can you start to sense when one's on the way, kind of like Harry eventually made it? Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, you kind of do. You know, the more the ball is batted, you know, you kind of be like, all right, this ball is it's going to turn our way here sooner or later. And you know, going into that game last week against Washington, we understood that, you know, once Taylor makes one mistake, it's almost like a ripple effect. You know, they continue to come. And, you know, so we just had to stay patient and wait for that first one. You know, we finally got the first one at the right time in that ball game to help tie. I believe that was a tying touchdown when Harry got the pick, and ultimately took the momentum from him. You know, and that's what it's all about: diffusing momentum, and trying to put your offense in the best position possible. You know, when they had, you know, the first 3 quarters that, you know, that they had, you know, very in first gear for the most part, but found a way to get out of that, you know, answering with 2 late fourth-quarter touchdowns.
Let's do one more for Pat.
Well, 1 late fourth-quarter touchdown.
Practice for this? Is it just cranking up the noise at practice and then verbal signals? Like, how do you practice?
Yeah, for the most part, just trying to crank up the noise, try to create the environment the best as we can. You know, just trying to put ourselves in, you know, as many different situations as possible to make sure that we're on our P's and Q's when we do step into that environment. Because the biggest thing, you don't want to have, you know, your first time getting adapted to noise being on Sunday. You know, so the best thing that we can do is, you know, pump as much noise as we can here in practice to help, you know, get us ready for that ball game. But we know it's going to be different there. We know it's going to be different there. It's not going to be anything like the noise coming out of the speakers. But at the end of the day, at least our bodies and our ears and, you know, can be used to the noise when it comes to communicating and trying to talk with one another on the field.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, guys. Have a good day.